Time now for high school sports on the place for local sports. The Score, brought to you by the Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dock fees where cars and trucks cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. By Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner, hammondlumber.com. Also brought to you by Kennebec Eye Care for all your eye care needs. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists. Midstate Machine. Looking for a new career? Check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone & Stove, offering quality gas, pellet, and wood stoves and hardscape products. 201 Tire, Battery, and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. And by PJ Diggs, the excavation pros. If it's dirt, they do it all. Now, let's go live to Mike Violet and AJ Knight.
Good afternoon and welcome to Veterans Field here at Messalonskee High School in Oakland, where this afternoon Sports Radio 1160 WSKW The Score brings you live coverage of boys lacrosse as the Messalonskee Eagles host the Camden Hills Windjammers. I am Mike Violet. The guy with the goofy hat on is AJ Knight, and we get a look at Messalonskee for our second time this year. One thing we know for sure, AJ, they don't have any problems putting the ball in the net. Their last time out against Greeley, their only loss of the season, the problem was keeping it up. They gave up 16 goals, lost 16-14.
Yeah, that's not good. And today's challenge with Camden Hills, I think, presents an interesting matchup because this is a Camden Hills team that's really young, but has, to this point in the season, only a few games, done very well at the face-off X, and that can be a problem because I think we saw in the game we covered before against Mount Blue.
Yep.
See, even though Messo has a ton of goal scorers and two really big studs, they kind of seem to go in these stretches where they kind of just stalled out, and then they were able, and the great teams can do it. Maybe they're just able to put their foot on the gas because when they did, but a team that can control the face-offs makes it so that those stalls can potentially be more detrimental.
Well, they put their foot on the gas, and if they were in a boat, they boat raced Mount Blue the rest of the way and blew them out and won 16-4 in a game that got to 2 goals at one point. Mount Blue got within 2, and then they got boat raced after that. Meantime, these Camden Hills Windjammers are trying to make up for the loss of a ton of talent. 14 seniors from their team last year that went 11-3 and lost to the eventual state champions, the Brunswick Dragons, 15-10 in the quarterfinals, gone. So they are literally in a rebuild so far this year. I mean, 14 players, 14 seniors is an incredible amount of players to have to build from, and they've been fortified by a whole bunch of freshmen, including Jacob Talbot, their goalie, who starts for them in net this year. So it's been a complete and total rebuild so far. One game they beat Lincoln Academy 9-6.
Yeah, and I think you can see in the rosters, right, there's a lot of dual eligibility as they've kind of seemingly thrown a lot against the wall, and you can see when you look at the stats for the season very early, they haven't played as many games as Messo has, that they have trying to figure out there's not a long list of players that have scored. And so when you have that, it's such a challenge. The other thing I think you can see from looking at the stats on the season as well, when you talk about a young team, they've done really well at face-offs. They've had a couple playmakers step up. I think they'd like to increase their depth there. They commit a lot of penalties and put themselves in man down, which you cannot do.
No, and that's a byproduct of being young and doing some immature things on the floor, i.e. not thinking ahead, not having the experience to think ahead. So you reach, you trip, you do whatever you need to do to stop someone, and experience, I think, will take that away. So, yeah, they against Messalonskee, if you're going to play a man down, you are going to get boat raced because they are capable of it. We've seen them do it. They can score goals in clumps. They have scored goals in clumps. There are times, like you said, where it's almost like they push a button or flick a switch, and they have turned on the offense.
Well, especially, too, when you have, again, they returned 2 40-plus goal scorers from the year before. Any team would love to have. I mean, this Camden Hills team would absolutely love to have that and doesn't with all the talent they've graduated. But when you've got Fiegel, or
Walter
Fiegel, we saw, too, he is never he's never in an area on the offensive zone where he's not looking to shoot.
Right.
And with an inexperienced team like this, they better make sure to check number 2 real quick, or he'll make their day. It'll make it bad for him.
He is the epitome of a gunner, and he does exactly what you would want a gunner, a sniper to do. Yes. Shoot the ball, shoot the ball, shoot the ball, because he scores most of the time that he does. The other thing about him is he is so small sometimes. He is hard to find.
Yes.
And with that lack of stature in size, is incredible speed. I don't think there's a faster boys lacrosse player in Maine than Walter Fiegel.
No, and to his point about the size, too, especially playing the attack position, it's so advantageous because one of the things that attackmen do is they can use the crease, which you can't step into, but you use it and try and make the defender step over that back triangle, as you'll see when we look at the field, and you try to bend that angle, right? Well, defenders are taught to use your hands to push them away to try and extend them. It's hard to get hands on Fiegel to start with, but then once he starts turning on the jets, he gets lower to the ground. You can't get a hand on him.
Yeah, so a freshman goalkeeper, Jacob Talbot, is going to have to withstand that pressure today. We've got 2 first-year players in goal. Troy Hashey from Messalonskee. The difference is Hashey's a junior, has had some playing time, has been around the team for a few years, whereas Talbot literally is a freshman. He was in middle school last year. It's a big step up, and when you've got Durkee and Crowell and Fiegel and the rest of the gang of Eagles coming at you in waves and never relentless when they turn it on. It's a formidable task indeed to keep that ball out.
That's why it's going to be so crucial for Camden Hills today to continue to win faceoffs, not commit those penalties, and then more than anything, they're going to have to score. I think for sure today this is not going to be a game where they can win like a 6-4. But they're going to have to maintain possessions. I'd be curious to see what their pace looks like just to take the pressure off of that freshman goalie because Messo's got a lot of options.
Pretty wet field today. Obviously been raining for a few days, but all things considered, it's probably as good as it's been the last few days.
Yeah.
So we shall see here at Veterans Field. We'll take a timeout. We will come back with boys lacrosse. It's Lawrence. It's Messalonskee and Camden Hills. It's coming up after this on The Score.
Nokian Tires, available at 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro. Your complete auto center. Mechanics you can trust. Nokian Tires to keep you safe on the road. Plus, 201 Tire Battery and Service is a state inspection station. They have batteries and accessories, including custom battery cables available. And of course, those great Nokian tires. 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro.
For excavation in the greater Skowhegan-Waterville area, call PJ Diggs. Septic systems installed, new or replacement. New driveways, foundation holes, full house lots. If it's dirt, they do it all. Need gravel, sand, or crushed aggregate for your project? Call PJ Diggs. They have all the materials you need ready for delivery. Spring is here, and it's time to start digging into your project. For a free quote, call PJ Diggs 431-4299. The Excavation Pros. If it's dirt, they do it. Family and veteran-owned. PJ Diggs, 431-4299.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Mid-State Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Mid-State Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Enjoy the warmth and style of a Regency gas stove or fireplace from Somerset Stone & Stove. We've got an amazing selection to choose from with one that will look great in your home. Get your Regency gas stove or fireplace installed at the lowest price. And don't forget, we also offer financing options on all our Regency stoves. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove, 1078 Kennedy Memorial Drive in Oakland. Online at somersetstoneandstove.com.
Do you have itchy, irritated, or burning eyes? You may be experiencing dry eye syndrome. Contact Kennebec Eye Care and let them help find a solution to the problem. When we concentrate on activities like reading, driving, and computers, we blink less, which reduces the amount of tears on the surface of the eye. An exam with Kennebec Eye Care will identify what's causing the issue and how to best treat it. Schedule an appointment today by calling 872-2797. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists, 216 Main Street in Waterville, and online at KennebecEyeCare.com.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
National anthem in the books, and we are just about set for boys lacrosse today here on The Score online, 1160thescore.com for our audio and video today. Mike Violet, AJ Knight back here with Andy Capwell, our videographer, ready to go here. As I mentioned before, we went out to break. The weather, not great, of course. At least it's not pouring like it seemingly has virtually every day this spring. It is just cold, damp, and that's about it. Temperature 44 degrees. And we are set to go with the Camden Hills Windjammers and the Messalonskee Eagles here this afternoon. Jacob Talbot will start in goal. As we mentioned, the freshman for Camden Hills at attack. It's Finley Fitch up front with Ethan Butler and Blake Christie. Midfield, it's River Pinkham, Owen McManus, and Emmett Marshall. Defense, Quinn Reardon, Elias Hood, and Bennett Gardner. Landon Marquis, Billy Curzius, and Reed Chester with Talbot in goal for the Camden Hills Windjammers. Players meeting at midfield.
I can't imagine being a freshman goaltender and taking on this Messalonskee attack specifically.
Nor can I. As you see, those of you who are watching our video stream at 1160thescore.com, as Talbot goes down to our left and Hashi to our right, an eclectic mix of pants being worn by both sides in this one. I literally see one of the players with pajama pants on out there, as has become all the vogue in fashion these days. Hey, on a cold day like this, you reach in and come out with whatever you can.
Is that a test of being a true Mainer?
Nowadays, I guess so. We would just used to wear, like flannel-lined jeans and stuff like that, but times have changed. Guess who won the face-off, and guess who goes right down Broadway and feeds it Bryce Crowell down to Cooper LeClaire for a scoring bid right off the bat. Bryce Crowell wins the face-off, takes it right down the field like he does seemingly all the time. and sets up great scoring opportunity. Another one there for Fiegel. Guess what? He took a shot and missed.
Yeah, Leclerc's someone to watch. He struggled on that backside. We saw a lot against Mount Blue.
So Messalonskee comes out firing here right out of the gate in the first quarter and putting it into play. Out back is Will Durkee. Durkee holding it. I'm not sure what we're waiting for here.
Yeah, why did we get it? That was just a shot.
Yeah.
Some kind of confusion as the refs walking over to the score table, I guess you would call it.
Yep. So one referee going over to the Messalonskee bench and Tom Sheridan for whatever reason. So 18 seconds in, an explanation in progress. And now we got perhaps a
equipment issue, maybe?
A malfunctioning net. Is there maybe a hole? Or something loose in the back of the net?
I'm going to guess with the string, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no detective, but when I see somebody running out with string in their hands.
Look, I don't want to point fingers, but I'm pretty sure the refs should probably check that before the game. Just saying.
Well, I don't know what made them, if somebody noticed it, because obviously the shot by Fiegel was wide and therefore didn't test that twine. But now whatever hole or separation there was has been tied up or is being tied up, and we're ready to play again. So the net is back to being good. And young Jacob Talbot, he's a small one, in goal for Camden Hills, ready to go here in just a second as soon as they finally get that thing locked down tight.
Yeah, two good looks for Messo, but again, as we talked about, you get a true freshman goaltender in cage for Camden Hills. Hasn't been challenged quite yet because they haven't made him save anything.
All right, Durkee with the ball out in the back. In the end zone. And we are back underway. Durkee putting it into play. Out front it goes to Brunel. Brunel forced back. Good job there by Camden Hills to keep him out. And now Messalonskee back with it. Inside they go to Leclerc again. Leclerc very high and wide of the goal. And it will be Messo's ball. Here's Walter Fiegel. Fiegel. Back out front to Kroll. Zips one down low and scores. Bryce Kroll, 40 seconds in. Messalonskee leads 1-0.
Yeah, that was just I think you could tell Messo is really excited about playing a freshman goaltender because they seemingly have been really eager to shoot the ball there, and that one just pass and shot. Not a lot of change direction on that one. I don't know if there was enough traffic in front of Talbot that he couldn't track that one down.
Give Walter an assist, so Fiegel with a helper there. And it's 1-0. 1-0, whatever that is. 1-0. Here's Fiegel. Fiegel lays it up right there, shooting and putting it in. Cooper Leclerc, and that was ice cream for the junior in front. Nobody from Camden Hills anywhere near him, and Talbot with absolutely no chance he could sue for non-support. It's 2-0.
Now you can see here, that's just a great play by Fiegel. You know he's going to draw a ton of attention. And for Leclerc, got to be a breath of fresh air to finally get one on the doorstep to go. I feel like we've seen him take half a dozen of those that he just hasn't been able to put in.
So Messalonskee takes 16 seconds between goals. The Crowell goal coming at 40 seconds. The Leclerc goal coming at 56. Here's Crowell again firing a bouncer, and it's wide.
I feel like I put the announcer jinx on Camden Hills. Statistically, they've been a really good face-off team, and here, Messo just not being fair, just winning every face-off and immediately taking it into the offensive zone again and again and again.
All right, Messalonskee's had the ball in the offensive end here the entire game so far. That means all of a minute and 15 seconds. There's a bouncer up high, and now Camden Hills with possession of the ball temporarily anyway. Trying to drive out as Gardner can't. Messalonskee with a steal. Now coming away with it is McManus. McManus on the fly. He can go. McManus, lots of speed. McManus down the right side. McManus trying to get to the net, turned away. And now Camden Hills is established. Possession in the offensive end, and perhaps they can get something cooking here. It's River Pinkham. Back outside to Marshall.
No one on the crease here for Camden Hills, so it'll be crucial for the Meso defense. We get a whistle.
Yeah, some sort of violation.
I'm going to guess interference on a pick, or a moving screen, basically. Well, so much for that. As you say, Camden Hills doesn't have anybody on the crease, so crucial for Meso to communicate slides.
Oh, score easy as pie there. Never an easier goal in his life for Will Durkee, and it's 3-0.
Take a look at that one, and again, that's just miscommunication there. As Brunel just brings that down, and he had Durkee and LeClaire just both sitting there.
So Crowell, LeClaire, and Durkee have made it 3-0. All in the space of 2 minutes and 4 seconds. And Messalonskee off to a flying start.
Camden Hills absolutely not giving their freshman goalie any help whatsoever.
No, not at all. Poor kid's been hung out to dry. Crowell eventually gets the face-off. Bryce up to Fiegel. Fiegel takes it to the net, shoots, and missed. Or it deflected off the side of the net or the goal post or something. But Fiegel, that close, rarely misses. They go inside to LeClaire. He missed all kinds of great opportunities. Back outside, Crowell. One hot pass handled very nicely by Walter Fiegel. Fiegel over to Durkee. Durkee fakes, now fires, and scores.
Just ripped it.
Boy, I think Jacob Talbot right now is questioning his entire being.
Meso is one of they're that team that reminds me a little bit of just maybe every once in a while. I think we saw it on that last possession on the turnover. They're going to do something where the coach goes, "No, I don't like that," but then you're going to see a skip pass like that. You're going to go, "Okay, we'll live with it. That was a really nice play."
No, yes.
Yeah. The skip
I believe is what you're trying to say.
It's a no-go.
Exactly.
So it was a nice skip pass there. Durkee, a nice job on the shot fake to fake, reset his feet, and fire.
Local sports on the score, and Crowell, news bulletin, breaking news, he lost a face-off. As I was about to promo Central Maine Motors Auto Group, they are the proud sponsors of our local sports here on the score online at cmautogroup.com. Camden Hills has possession of the ball. Just the second time of the game they've had it. Finley Fitch goes in front, shot missed. That bounces out.
That was a nice take by Fitch. He's got to put it on a cage. That's a good. He just he bodied up. He spun the right direction. He gave himself a lot of cage to work with. Just didn't put it on target. And then his teammates got to help him. Camden Hills got to have the backup there.
So it's a Meso ball, and Colby Shivari up to Fiegel. Fiegel loses it. Can't really get a handle to it. Scooped up now by Butler. Ethan Butler throws it up, and we've got a whistle.
Timeout, Camden Hills.
Timeout. 8:48 left in the first quarter. All Messalonskee so far. The Eagles 4, Camden Hills nothing. This is boys lacrosse on the score.
Nokian Tires, available at 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro. Your complete auto center. Mechanics you can trust. Nokian Tires to keep you safe on the road. Plus, 201 Tire Battery and Service is a state inspection station. They have batteries and accessories, including custom battery cables available. And of course, those great Nokian tires. 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro.
For excavation in the greater Skowhegan-Waterville area, call PJ Diggs. Septic systems installed, new or replacement. New driveways, foundation holes, full house lots. If it's dirt, they do it all. Need gravel, sand, or crushed aggregate for your project? Call PJ Diggs. They have all the materials you need ready for delivery. Spring is here, and it's time to start digging into your project. For a free quote, call PJ Diggs 431-4299. The Excavation Pros. If it's dirt, they do it. Family and veteran-owned. PJ Diggs, 431-4299.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our videographer, Andy Capwell, back here at Veterans Field, Messalonskee High School in Oakland after a Camden Hills timeout. We are back underway. 4-0, Messalonskee in the lead. Crowell, LeClaire, and Durkee twice for the Eagles. And here comes Camden Hills. Down the right side, Emmett Marshall. Marshall behind the net, covered there by Colby Shivari. Marshall circles in front. Good goal-scoring bid and a save made by Hashi. That's a pretty nice save.
That was a really nice save. Just didn't control the ball. Luckily, Camden Hills commits the infraction.
So Hashi with the stop. Eagles ball now. We'll have baseball for you tomorrow. Mount Blue at Skowhegan. The Battle of Route 2 from Memorial Field in Skowhegan. Game time 4 o'clock, weather permitting, and hopefully it does. Audio and video at 1160thescore.com. All right, rushing it up now, Tyler Hansen. Hansen shoots, misses. And it'll be a Messalonskee ball.
Yeah, Talbot, again, a tough task today for the true freshman. He's not as quick. He doesn't seem to get clean reads, and I think anything with movement is going to really give him trouble. And see, Figa got the green light, so he turned the corner there. Couldn't get it on Cage. It was a good look, though.
I'm not sure if Camden Hills put 2 goalies in there today, they could stop Walter Fiegel.
That's true.
Out in front, there's an easy one for Tyler Hansen, 5-0.
That's practice right there. And again, Camden Hills defense not communicating. If you're going to slide, you got to slide. The defender slides halfway, but all he does is leave the man wide open as Hansen picks up the goal.
So 5-0. 3 minutes, 56 seconds, the time of that goal. Bryce Crowell on the face-off with McManus. Messalonskee in the white and Camden Hills in the red. The draw won by Camden Hills. Billy Curzius. Curzius loses it, picked up by his teammate rolling through Finley Finch. Finch, right side. Camden Hills sets up shop. Down 5-0. 7:40 left in the first period. Trying to spin in there is Fitch. Can't do it. Lays it out back now to Christie. Christie, another freshman. He looks like a freshman.
Jersey's wearing him.
Here's Curzius. Billy Curzius, a junior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 freshmen on this roster for Camden Hills. So they might take a licking this year, but it'll pay off in the long run with experience. Pinkham tries to go in and loses it. Coming away with it there. Nice job by Mitchell Marquis. And they advance it up. Here's Brunel. Brunel, right side Durkee. Durkee fires, misses. He went sidewinder on him and missed it.
Credit Camden Hills. Nice job there. LeClaire was setting up back door to try and put himself in that position. We've seen a lot already, but because he did that, Camden Hills able to get the backup. So 1 and done for Messo.
5-0 Eagles. Down the far side, it's Quinn Reardon. Reardon, the long stick. A bouncer, gets up to Fitch. Fitch has lots of speed. Fitch, nice move inside. Score! Finley Fitch, that was beautiful. I think we'd give him a Kennebec Eye Care highlight of the game on that one. Kennebec Eye Care for all your eye care needs. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialist. He almost went coast to coast. He went 3/4 coast to coast there. And
his dad's up here. Good thing you said a lot of nice things about him.
What am I going to say bad about that?
Just say, here's we'll have to take
that's a Kennebec Eye Care highlight of the game.
Just saying. His dad came to let us know that he's up here.
I wish he would let me know that his father was up here, but nonetheless. All right, off the face-off, breaking it in, Brunel. Brunel right down Broadway, gets it right back. Goal number 6, and it's 6-1.
There's just too many options. Messo just has too many options.
I don't know what the 1/4 record is for goals in a quarter, but Messalonskee must have a shot at it, given they've got 6 and we're not halfway through yet.
It's unfortunate for Camden Hills. Like you said, you have a young team coming up against a team that has 2 of the premier players in the state.
Here's Crowell doing his thing again. Goes right down the middle, over to Durkee. Durkee scores.
What are you gonna? There's already a hat trick for Durkee. That's already the set 3 points for Kroll. Fiegel picked up the assist hat trick earlier already. Like, it's just.
All right, so Messalonskee's just broken their first quarter record here for shortest distance between two goals, 8 seconds there. The previous record was 12.
Jeez.
So they scored at 5:23, again at 5:35, and now at 5:43.
Face off again. They're just playing make it take a lacrosse.
Yep. Down and scoring is Crowell. So Bryce with his second of the game. And they may have to just let the clock run in this one. And timeout is called on the field. 6:09 left in the first quarter. To say it's all Messalonskee would be an understatement. The score, Eagles 8, Camden Hills 1. Back after this on The Score.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Midstate Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Midstate Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Enjoy the warmth and style of a Regency gas stove or fireplace from Somerset Stone & Stove. We've got an amazing selection to choose from, with one that will look great in your home. Get your Regency gas stove or fireplace installed at the lowest price. And don't forget, we also offer financing options on all our Regency stoves. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove, 1078 Kennedy Memorial Drive in Oakland. Online at somersetstoneandstove.com.
Live streaming on The Score, brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner is Hammond Lumber. Find them online at hammondlumber.com. After a timeout, 6:09 left here in the first. Messalonskee has potted 8. They lead it 8-1.
It's tough. I mean, I think Messo now, I think, Kroll finally not taking a face-off.
Right.
His day might be done.
Yeah. It's Connor Wade who's taken this draw. And off the face-off, it is won by Messalonskee, and breaking out with it, Drew Sheridan. Sheridan up to Fiegel. Walter lays it up, and it deflected off the goalkeeper Talbot there, who got a piece of it, so that's a moral victory. Durkee. Out to Fiegel. Fiegel back out front to Jack Kinney. Kinney trying to make a move, now backs it out. Over to Walter Fiegel. Fiegel way out to the top. Messalonskee will crank it again. This is Sheridan. Check that, it's Ryan Parent. Parent inside shot wide. And that's out the back. It'll be a Messo ball. 8-1. 5:24 left in the first period.
Yeah, so Messo has worked in their second midfield unit, obviously keeping the starting attack unit out there.
Eagles get into Wade. Connor. Pass to Sheridan, missed it. It'll be scooped up by Emmett Marshall. Marshall on the go. Marshall veers in, laid it off. We got a flag down. Going to get a penalty here as Finley Finch, who's got their goal, tries to get command of the ball, and a penalty, and going off for Messalonskee is Connor Wade, I believe.
I think they're going to get him for tripping. Sort of incidental. I think their feet got tangled up, but, so a chance to go man up here for Camden Hills, capture some momentum, get some mojo going.
Haven't put the penalty on the board yet. There we go. 1 minute penalty. So a man advantage here for Camden Hills, trailing 8-1. Exactly 5 minutes left in the first. Fitch. To Marshall. Over to Hodgkin. Hodgkin.
Interesting formation. Camden Hills sort of looked like a 3-3, but they started like a 2-2-2-ish. Not any. It's a weird formation.
Shot, score! That weird formation just got a goal.
That was an absolute laser. I take back what I said.
That was a great shot.
How about that? That's a tough pass, too, over the cage.
It is. That was a
catch.
beautiful pass.
Absolute laser high to high. Credit where credit is due. That was, whew.
So at 7:19 with a man advantage, Emmett Marshall with a goal. Fitch with that pass.
Tough pass. Tough catch. Just all-around good play.
And it's 8-2. Off the draw, Ty Cowett took it, lost it. Camden Hills with the ball. Here's Fitch. Fitch.
Yard sale.
Loose ball right at the 25-yard line. Picked up now finally by Messalonskee. Landon White with it. White trying to get possession of it. Nobody's got possession of it now. Finally, Kroll goes in and relieves a bit of the pressure. He snuck in there and got that loose ball.
Couldn't complete the pass, though. Now Camden Hills.
An easy pickoff there. That was telegraphed all the way. And on the bust out here for Messalonskee, Fiegel. Oh, hitting the crossbar there was Durkee.
And Fiegel came in a just pure luck. What a pass by LeClaire. Pure luck it came to Fiegel, and then he missed Cage.
I think Durkee took a little bit off the shot, and he kind of babied it up there and missed. And when I say missed, he hit the top of the crossbar. It's not like he missed a lot.
No, robbed by the plumbing.
Here's Gardner. Pajama pants and all. I think somebody's taking umbrage with my description of pajama pants. They look like pajama pants from here, don't they?
They do. Durkee scores.
And I don't mean that in a derogatory way.
Just saying flat out that they're wearing pajama pants.
So Durkee scores.
Give him 4.
So 4 goals for Durkee, and it is 9-2.
And the assist goes to Brunel, who has now 3 points with a goal and 2 assists.
8:50 the time of the goal. And it's 9-2 off the draw or on the draw here for Messalonskee. It's Connor Wade. Wade getting a chance to take some face-offs here.
Curious to see when coach is going to pull the starting attack. You know, again, he's working in the second midfield unit, and I can understand wanting some of the attackers there because they kind of control the ball. Curious when you're going to start to see Fiegel, Durkee, LeClaire start to sub out.
River Pinkham off the face-off. Scoots up. Lays it over.
I admit, Camden Hill's got a penalty. I totally missed that.
Yep, I did too. In the penalty box here, Quinn Reardon, a 1-minute call. So Messalonskee with the man advantage. With it now for the Eagles, Hansen. Hansen's got a goal. Hansen down to Durkee. Durkee in front. Nice pass to LeClaire, and he pots another one for the Eagles. It's 10-2.
And again, it's just you're finding, we talk about how young this Camden Hills team is. You could see in transition, they're not communicating well because everybody's got to take a man. And obviously you have the slides, and that's what the offense trying to do, get the defense to move. But it's just too easy. It's pitch and shoot. It's patch and shoot.
LeClaire with the goal at 9:27 to make it 10-2. So Messalonskee with 10 in the first. Off the face-off, Kroll. Right back in there to Fiegel. Fiegel up to LeClaire. Shot. If somebody got a stick on his stick, the shot ends up going high, and it's out. But Kroll, of course, doing what he does, winning the faceoff and advancing the ball up the field in no time. Here's Durkee. Fiegel missed the pass, and that will be a Camden Hills ball.
And the coach, I think ultimately, even with control, that's one of the things. Obviously not going to tolerate sloppy passes. There's no defender there, no challenge.
All right, here comes Camden Hills. Ball knocked out of the stick there of Reardon, and it goes right back to Messalonskee. Fiegel will leave it there for Crowell. Bryce.
That's my favorite thing as an attackman. No one ever expects you to win a ride, and so you get to just, whenever you do, it's a big deal. Fiegel just forces the turnover there on the ride.
All right, Crowell. Laid it up for Doucette. Doucette goes in, ball right there loose, and Talbot got his stick on it. and pulled it back as it rolled dangerously behind him. Jacob Talbot, freshman goaltender. A baptism under fire today.
More than a little bit.
Talbot looking for somebody to distribute to.
At some point, he does have to get across midfield. I believe it's 20 seconds.
And
there
that
it
was
is.
the violation right there. Pass eventually got up to Gardner, but it was too little too late. Crowell to Fiegel. Back to Bryce. 10-2, Messalonskee in the lead, 1:20 left in the first. Bounce pass ends up over on the far side. Durkee scoops it up. Will, nice fake. Out back to Walter. Fiegel, a no-look behind the back, and he missed. Walter getting a little creative there.
That is a shot I've seen pulled off before.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Coach is going to like that one.
If he would have scored there, we would have given him a Kennebec Eye Care highlight of the game.
I think you just name him player of the game at that point.
Stolen by Crowell.
Nice pass there by Crowell to
LeClaire.
Get that right.
Fiegel handles it with one hand. Did you see that? He goes in and scores. We'll give him a Kennebec Eye Care highlight of the game for that one. Great handle of the pass, one hand, and then he goes in and scores the 11th goal. It's 11-2.
How about that? That was his first goal.
That's crazy.
If I was to tell you that they were going to be up 11-2, you'd probably say, okay, Fiegel's probably got, 2 or 3 of them?
Sure.
No, he's got 1. 3 assists. He's got 3 assists.
So Walter with goal number 1 at 11-14, and it's 11-2. All right, off the draw. Taking it there for Messalonskee. Wade. Eventually it ends up with the Eagles. Hansen. Tyler. Runs it up. A spin. Finds an opening. Shoots. And it was blocked. And he ends up with a loose ball on a bounce. Hansen. 25 seconds left in the period. Fiegel. Fiegel gets it in front. Scores. 12-2. Well, Walter playing catch-up now. That's 2.
Yeah, that's what you expect your star players to do, right? Maybe distribute, get everybody else nice and warmed to begin with, because you can go find yours at any point. Very quickly, he's got 5 points. That ties him with Durkee, who also has 5. Durkee has 4 goals and an assist.
12-2.
And I would think the conversation on the Messo sideline, I think what the attack had to have been, for the most part, get it in this quarter because you ain't playing the second.
Could be. Here's Crowell circling. Over to Fiegel. Fiegel shoots. It's the side of the net.
Now that one, he just put everything he could into that one. And so, power gives him loss of control.
A domination situation. Score at the end of 1 here at Veterans Field in Oakland. Messalonskee 12. Camden Hills 2. Back after this. This is Boys Lacrosse on Sports Radio 1160. WSKW, The Score.
Do you have itchy, irritated, or burning eyes? You may be experiencing dry eye syndrome. Contact Kennebec Eye Care and let them help find a solution to the problem. When we concentrate on activities like reading, driving, and computers, we blink less, which reduces the amount of tears on the surface of the eye. An exam with Kennebec Eye Care will identify what's causing the issue and how to best treat it. Schedule an appointment today by calling 872-2797. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists, 216 Main Street in Waterville, and online at KennebecEyeCare.com.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Mike Violet and AJ Knight back here at Veterans Field in Oakland. You are watching and listening to Boys Lacrosse. Our live stream at 1160thescore.com, brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company. I'm Mike Violet. He's AJ Knight. Tomorrow morning on Opening Drive, Day 2 NFL Draft Preview with the Coach B.L. Lippert. We looked at offense today. We go defense tomorrow. Coach Lipp And his draft preview tomorrow, 7:35 on opening drive tomorrow morning.
Who the Patriots take? They QB? Going QB?
No.
Can you give a spoiler for me?
Why would they go quarterback? That would be ridiculous.
Because Mac Jones did the crazy thing of saying, "Hey, this offense is pure garbage. Can
No,
someone give some help?"
and they hired an actual offensive coordinator.
Bill Ryan's a good coordinator.
No, Coach Lip thinks that C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback in the draft, but thinks that Bryce Young will go first.
Yeah, I think Young's going to go first. I think
He has reservations. He's a sizist. He thinks that he's too small.
I would be worried. That's the legit. I think Bryce Young's a very talented kid, very good quarterback. It's the size would bother.
Yeah,
me.
if he were 6'3" and 220, he would be easily everybody's unanimous number one pick. But he's 5'10", 185, and that makes a difference to a lot of people. Off the faceoff, Crowell. Bryce wins it, zips it ahead for Walter Fiegel. Fiegel missed it. Falling down there, getting knocked down was Owen Hodgkin.
I think a little bit of confusion, or to be honest, probably fight over who got to touch the ball first, because both Fiegel and Durkee were in the same spot, and that, I think, is what led to the confusion and the ball just skirting out of bounds on the turnover.
All right, Camden Hills ball. It's Hodgkin.
Fiegel's already forced two turnovers.
Walter's all over him there. A little
nice stick work.
Love tap there for him. Ball over midfield, loose. Messalonskee comes away with it. Durkee goes over on the right to Brunel. Brunel sticked away from him by McManus. McManus and Brunel on the sidelines, and it's going to go to Camden Hills. Harrison Rogers, the head coach of the Windjammers.
Tried to Rusty Gate check him there. Didn't work. Nice ground. Messo, again, you got to appreciate the fundamentals. Just really good ground ball work. That's one of, Messo is just a more experienced team than Camden Hills, but the ground balls are a big part of it.
Durkee back to Brunel, and Brady will just back it out here.
Yeah, they cleared out for him. Watch Claire on the backside.
Try to make something happen. Brunel down on the side to Durkee. Back to Fiegel. Fiegel tried to pass to Fulling on the wing. That didn't work. And it goes over midfield, and it's going to go to Camden Hills. Here come the Windjammers. 12-2. Trying to curl in Bennett Gardner. Gardner. Out in the back now to Pierce. Mac Pierce is a freshman as well, one of many on this roster. Pierce getting pushed, getting whacked there from behind by Landon White, another freshman. Goes in front. That is a great move there. Finley Fitch with a Kennebec Eye Care highlight of the game as he comes in front, almost a jump shot, and scored. He's got both of their goals. He's got two of their three goals.
He assisted the third, though.
And it's 12-3. Or was that a goal?
Oh, no.
Nope, not a goal.
Oh, unfortunately, it looks like they wiped. He must have stepped in the crease. That's unfortunate because it was awesome.
It was a marvelous play. And is that a goal?
I believe
right,
so. Durkee to Fiegel.
So Fiegel comes right down and does score. And Walter, we're now with a natural hat trick, by the way. And it's 13-2. You know what? That play by Finley Fitch, I don't care if it wasn't allowed. It's still a Kennebec Eye Care highlight of the game.
I got it on replay regardless, so it's going to live in infamy with our history replay.
Great.
It was awesome. But apparently he stepped in the crease, so they waved it off.
Fiegel comes right back down and scores his natural hat trick. 2:03 time of the goal. Crowell off the draw. Over to Durkee. Will drifts behind the net. Messalonskee will slow it up and set it up. Over to Fiegel. They lead 13-2. 9:35 left in the first half. Brunel. In the middle of all of it, Cooper LeClaire, that big body, he can sure move some things around.
Yeah, he's playing that crease attack position because he can body up in the wash as it is. I think for him, it's early in the season. He just got to find a more success rate. He gets a lot of great opportunities, just hasn't converted on enough of them.
Parrott Over to Brunel, missed the pass. And missing the scoop up there was Kurzius. Now Brunel shoots, it's blocked. Picked up Leclerc. Leclerc goes in, it's knocked out of his stick. And on the ground, Kroll tried to roll it in. It didn't make it through, and it's picked off now by Quinn Reardon. And Reardon able to clear. Reardon up to Pierce. Pierce down the right, curls in. Lays it in front. Here's Finley Fitch going in, and a great save by Troy Hashey. That's a Kennebec Eye Care highlight of the game. Hashey with a fantastic save off Fitch, who's got some dazzling moves. Fitch with it again. Finley Fitch fakes. Marked by Brunel. He tried that no-look backhander, and he missed. He stole Walter's move there.
Credit to Fitch is he's good. He especially in the short area, he does a nice job getting inside the stick of his defender and really using the stick there, using his dodges to create space for himself.
All right, Landon Marquis back outside.
Fitch only a sophomore too. I mean, can you imagine him as this team grows up next year?
Yep, I'm telling you, these kids are going to get valuable experience this year. They may take a beating in the process, but they're going to get a lot better for it. Here's Fitch. Fitch finds a way, and again, finding a way there was Troy Hashey. Hashey has been fantastic in an 11-goal game. He's been great.
Yeah, that was just nice. You got to stay big, especially as you're trying to track that down, and that he saved it with his helmet.
That was a terrific save there. It is a Camden Hills ball. Curling back outside, Pinkham. Now they work it down the right. Fitch, who is trouble. Fitch behind the net. Gets a pick there from Gardner.
Got a short stick on him.
Fitch doubled. Backs it away. Finley Fitch. Backs off. Gardner circles through. Now Fitch is going to make his move again. Goes around Brunel. Takes a swipe at him. Got a shot off. Not much of a shot. Loose in front. Gardner kept it alive. But now the Eagles come away with it. It's Landon White.
Fish slow to get up to. He ran into a lot of contact.
He did a lot of work there. He's got to be tired.
Yeah.
He's playing a one-man game there for about a minute. Shivari over on the right to Stanhope as Tom Sheridan makes ample use of his bench. Stanhope got hit high. Now breaking out with it, McManus. McManus down the middle. Owen McManus, some open field. I almost said open ice. Watching too much hockey, and that ball's out the back.
How can you not? You know, the people that don't say they don't like hockey, I just tell them to watch one playoff game.
I feel bad for somebody who doesn't like hockey.
One playoff game.
And I say this a lot. I feel bad for people who aren't into sports. It's the ultimate reality show. It really is. Every single game is its own reality show.
How about two with hockey? There's so much parity. You don't know who's coming out of the first round. Boston Auto, obviously. But
well, yeah, I know the Bruins are coming out of the first round. I won't say that the Toronto Maple Leafs are until they actually win a fourth game against Tampa Bay, because they choke against them all the time.
2 overtime games.
But they are up 3-1. By the way, Patrice Bergeron practiced with the Bruins today. That's good news.
Big update.
So it looks like he is in for Game 5 tomorrow night, even though he's really not needed and has not been needed. He's the captain, and he's your best centerman.
Let's get his feet under him.
Score! Oof. Left side, a bomb there from Ryan Parent. 14-2. That was a sizzler.
They really like that skip pass, and it makes sense, especially against a freshman goalie, making him have to change. Especially Durkee was the main feeder on that one with that skip pass. You're not going to take an eye off right away on Durkee, especially because he's already got 4 goals on the day. And just skip pass, laser.
That breaks the streak of consecutive Walter Fiegel goals at 3. Parent with a goal, his first of the game, 14-2.
Already the 7th different goal scorer as well for...
Look out, here comes Crowell, and he shoots and scores, and Bryce has a hat trick.
He is such a weapon.
And he will play lacrosse, by the way, at Maine Maritime.
Fortunately, he's so fast that our replay
Yeah, I mean, he is just...
not able to follow him on that one.
Yeah, that only took 7 seconds.
Again, that's one of the great things about lacrosse. You can play make it, take a lacrosse, and when you have someone like Kroll who can win face-off after face-off, it's so you can build leads like we're seeing now as they're up 15-2. You can also ice games away when you need to get those possessions.
All right, Wade off the face-off, wins it. Knocked out, gets it back. Wade, pass right side to Durkee, didn't connect, and it's intercepted, and in the other direction, McManus. McManus laid it off for Reardon. Reardon down the middle. Reardon for Fitch. Look out, he's trouble. Lost it. Knocked out of his stick there by Shivari.
That's a nice shot by Shabari. Fitch went to spin, and as opposed to watching feet, hips, he just watched the body, made sure to still hit him.
Camden Hill sets up shop. Fitch on the right. 4.5 to play in the first half. 15-2 Messo. Behind the goal now, Bennett Gardner. Gardner. Pass to Fitch. Fitch. Out front to Marshall. Marshall trying to go there on Doucette. Goes in and scores.
Nice job, Marshall. Cleared his hands there. Just, again, simple dodge. Roll dodge, get his hands free, gets a shot off, and Hashey just couldn't track it down.
So Emmett Marshall, second goal of the game for Marshall, comes at 8:01.
Camden Hills has set themselves up in that spot, too. We've just seen mostly out of Fitch that they play with no one on the crease, so if they have people comfortable dodging, they ought to have some space to work with.
Durkee on the right from Kroll. Back to Kroll. Give and go. Shot and a save there. Might have been accidentally saved, but Talbot saved it. He got in the way. Now Gardner. Gardner, a one-hopper, and he one-hopped it way too early, and it bounces out the back.
Here's a look at that last play. Nice give and go there. You see Durkee gets it, almost looks it back, and Talbot, able to get a big one there.
Yep, great setup, great give and go.
Again, his defense has left him out to dry, but he's got a couple nice saves.
All right, Fitch. Fitch in front, shoots, misses on a one-hopper. Nice job there to pick up that loose ball and save it for Messalonskee. Up the right side, Mitchell Marquis. Marquis with that long stick over the defense. Trying to go up left side to Stewart. Run down by the Eagles. Right down Broadway for Messalonskee, Connor Wade. Wade turned back, checked that. That was Tyler Hansen. Loose ball, pops back out. Near midfield, Reardon. Reardon laid it off to Gardner in front. Beautiful passing and hitting the goalpost maybe, or somebody's stick was Pierce. I'm not sure which one. A lot of sticks in the way there.
As we'll get a call here real quick, let's take a look. Nice fast break drill. That's what they tell you to do. You pass to the open man. I think Hashi got a piece of that.
Yeah, you think Hashi got it?
I think he did.
All right, timeout on the field. 2:37 to go in the first half. All Messalonskee. Eagles 15, Camden Hills 3. This is Boys High School Lacrosse on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Nope.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, back here at Veterans Field at Messalonskee High School in Oakland. Eagles on top here, 15-3 in boys lacrosse. Baseball tomorrow, Skowhegan and Mount Blue. Two really good programs. The Battle of Route 2, game time 4 o'clock from Memorial Field in Skowhegan. Audio and video live at 1160, thescore.com.
Looking forward to seeing that Skowhegan pitching.
Yeah, I wonder who we're going to see tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing, I don't know, maybe Tibbetts or McMahon or somebody like that pitching. Jackson Quinn has pitched well this year.
I'm excited to just get back out. General, I think we've tried to do a couple high school baseball, softball games. They've all been rained out.
Rain has been our biggest opponent so far this year. All right, here's Brunel. 2.5 left in the first half. 15-3, Messalonskee in the league. Fiegel back in there, Walter. Walter looks, cutting to the net is Brunel off his stick, loose right there outside of the crease. Still loose, a major scrum. Thinking he had it was Blake Christie, but he really couldn't get a handle to it. He gets knocked down, one of the freshmen on this roster. And the ball rolls all the way out to midfield. Durkee keeps it alive there. Now scooped up by Logan Daraps. Great pass up, the shot blocked.
Huge
Talbot
save.
with a save. That was a fine save there off the stick of Landon White.
Talbot, it took him a minute, and he was under a lot of pressure immediately. I think finding his feet a little bit.
Daraps. Over to Fiegel. Fiegel. To Durkee. To Brunel. Fakes a pass. Works it behind the net to Stewart. Stewart over to Fiegel. 1:15 left in the half. Durkee. Brunel.
I thought Brunel was going to shoot that.
Yeah, he eschewed the shot.
Yeah, he had the alleyway there, and obviously the refs agree that it wasn't a shot as it just called an out-of-bounds turnover. Had the space there, I think, to step into it. And again, Messo not playing with an offensive player on the crease, so if someone wants to dodge, Camden Hills has struggled to communicate defensively. They got to communicate on the slide.
Knocked out of the stick by Fiegel. Scooped up. The loose ball is by Stewart. Nice defensive play there by Fiegel.
He is loving being on the ride today. He's already forced 3 or 4 turnovers.
All right, Messalonskee, final 30 seconds. Pass goes over to Brunel. Now to Durkee. Durkee. Inside, low one hopper, score. And for Durkee, that's score number 5. He has got a handful.
I've got him with 8 points, 5 goals now, 3 assists. And that one
16-3.
Just given he just has all that space. You see the comfort in his stick as he split dodges, gets to his left hand, and just worm burner there. Talbot with a little experience. Obviously, he's a true freshman, just having experience. He's got a reflexes tracking that one. It's gonna get something. He's gonna be better at that one.
Face off one by Crowell. Bryce takes it over to the left. 10 seconds to go. Over to Durkee. Durkee with time. Does not take the shot. They're just going to run the clock out, and that is it. So 16 goals in the first half of the Messalonskee Eagles as they get the offense going quickly. 40 seconds in, they scored early. They scored often. They lead by 13 goals here at halftime. The score, Messalonskee 16, Camden Hills 3. You're watching live coverage of boys high school lacrosse. Audio and video at 1160thescore.com on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW The Score.
Nokian Tires, available at 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro. Your complete auto center. Mechanics you can trust. Nokian Tires to keep you safe on the road. Plus, 201 Tire Battery and Service is a state inspection station. They have batteries and accessories, including custom battery cables available. And of course, those great Nokian tires. 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro.
For excavation in the greater Skowhegan-Waterville area, call PJ Diggs. Septic systems installed, new or replacement. New driveways, foundation holes, full house lots. If it's dirt, they do it all. Need gravel, sand, or crushed aggregate for your project? Call PJ Diggs. They have all the materials you need ready for delivery. Spring is here, and it's time to start digging into your project. For a free quote, call PJ Diggs 431-4299. The Excavation Pros. If it's dirt, they do it. Family and veteran-owned. PJ Diggs, 431-4299.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Midstate Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Midstate Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Enjoy the warmth and style of a Regency gas stove or fireplace from Somerset Stone & Stove. We've got an amazing selection to choose from, with one that will look great in your home. Get your Regency gas stove or fireplace installed at the lowest price. And don't forget, we also offer financing options on all our Regency stoves. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove, 1078 Kennedy Memorial Drive in Oakland. Online at somersetstoneandstove.com.
Do you have itchy, irritated, or burning eyes? You may be experiencing dry eye syndrome. Contact Kennebec Eye Care and let them help find a solution to the problem. When we concentrate on activities like reading, driving, and computers, we blink less, which reduces the amount of tears on the surface of the eye. An exam with Kennebec Eye Care will identify what's causing the issue and how to best treat it. Schedule an appointment today by calling 872-2797. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists, 216 Main Street in Waterville, and online at KennebecEyeCare.com.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and our videographer Andy Capwell, who mysteriously is wearing short pants today.
I thought that was a bold choice, I'm going to be honest.
Now, all right, so here we were here about a week or 10 days ago. It was in the 80s. Andy wore long pants.
Yes.
And was lamenting the fact that he didn't wear short pants that night, while you and I did have short pants on.
I went home specifically to change.
Game time temperature here tonight, 44 degrees. I come up the stairs, turn Andy Capwell in short pants. I don't get it.
Well, you can't say, I'm with you.
Keeps us off balance.
On the climate choice.
Right.
But in terms of mobility from the cameraman opposite position,
Are you telling me that mobility is one of the traits you have to run the camera?
Yeah, potentially. You got to
really
flex, lean into it a little bit back and forth. I mean, in this game, it's been up and down, right? So he's had to do a lot.
I think Andy's kind of in my category of mobility at this point in life. He doesn't have any anymore. You know what I'm saying? All right. So we don't have any mobility, but Bryce Crowell and Will Durkee and Walter Fiegel, they've got all kinds of it, because Crowell has 3 goals in this game. Durkee has 5 goals in this game, and Fiegel's got 3 goals in this game. They have gone wild. Messalonskee has gone wild. They have scored 16 times. They scored early, 40 seconds in, 56 seconds in, 2:04 in, 2:34 in. You get my drift. led 4-0, and then they scored a goal with 17 seconds left. So, like I said, early and often.
Yeah, I think that they started working in the second unit as it was 12-2 after one, finished at 16-3 at half. So you started to see them working in some of the depth at midfield. For the first half, they left the starting attack unit in there, and I think you saw for sure at times, I think Durkee and Fiegel specifically really took their foot off the gas after it got into about a 10-goal lead. And so I think they took their foot off the gas to try and let some of the midfielders there. But some of the things they wanted to work on, I think they ran a different formation there right at the end of the half as you saw them really spread the field. And Durkee basically dodged from midfield and got himself a shot. And I think the only thing now is you might have a little competition in the huddle to figure out who can get the most points, because what you said, all the goals the same I have, just to add a little bit more context. Kroll also has 2 assists, so 5 total points. Fiegel has 3 goals, 3 assists, so 6 total points. Durkee, though, 5 goals, 3 assists, so 8 total points on the night.
Interesting here at halftime, watching a couple of the Messalonskee assistant coaches warm up Hunter Halley playing goalkeeper. Hunter Halley, you might recall, was the starting goaltender on the ice for the Messalonskee Eagles during the hockey season, backstopped them to a state championship game. I'm not sure what his level of experience is as a lacrosse player, but it's interesting playing goal in 2 different sports where it is totally different in each sport.
100%, I think. And he does a nice job, too. I was watching him warm up like you were, too. Really, coaches, I think, not taking it easy on him, and you wouldn't. You want him to see the best shots possible, but he's
had pucks coming at him at 100 miles an hour,
true.
So it's not like he hasn't been down this road before.
To be honest, I think lacrosse, in terms of tracking the ball at least, might be a lot easier. It's white, stands out, less deflections are just solely not really a thing in lacrosse either.
Yeah, certainly not to the extent that they are in hockey, so we'll see if Halley comes in here to relieve Hashi, who in a 13-goal game hasn't had to do much. He's made some good saves here. Finley Fitch has been his primary villain here in the first half for Camden Hills.
With arguably the greatest play that didn't count.
The best goal not scored was by Finley Fitch in the first half for Camden Hills, so much so that we named it a Kennebec Eye Care highlight of the game as these 2 teams get ready to come back on the field. High school and all of our local sports on the score is brought to you by the Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dock fees, where cars and trucks always cost you less. Find them online at cmautogroup.com. Our live stream sponsor, the Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner online at hammondlumber.com. And local sports on the score also brought to you by Kennebec Eye Care. For all your eye care needs, Kennebec Eye Care, your site specialists, and, of course, sponsors of our Kennebec Eye Care highlights of the game. Midstate Machine, one of our great sponsors as well. If you're looking for a career, check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. By Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer, sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone & Stove, offering quality gas, pellet, and wood stoves, and Hardscape Products. By 201 Tire, Battery, and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta Vassalboro line. And by P.J. Diggs, the excavation pros. If it's dirt, they do it all.
I'm sure they probably had something to do with building this very, very lovely turf field.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm just going to give them credit. So
holes were dug here. We know that. Dirt was moved.
Dirt was moved.
There was a lot of earth movement here for this. This was a great project. The community got behind it a number of years. Beautiful. What was it, 6-7 years ago, I think. They took a vote and decided to do this and put, I believe, about $1 million of municipal taxpayer money into it because they felt like it was a huge investment into athletics and the educational experience as a whole. And it has proven to be all of that and more. It is used, I don't know how many hours out of the day by I don't know how many thousands of kids over the years in so many different sports. I think it's been a great investment, and it's a great example for other communities on how to go about it if you can get the community support behind it and get a field like this built, because you can always play on it. There's no reason to cancel a game. You can play on it in any kind of weather, any kind of sport, and rarely, if ever, will they cancel a game here. They're always going to play, and other schools have used it when their fields have not been playable. It's a multi-purpose field that's been used in a multi-purpose way by a multi-purpose bunch of kids.
Yeah, my first experience with it was this fall. I covered for the field hockey state championships, and they had a bunch of them up here. They were a bunch of great games, a lot of fun. And I can tell you, like you said, one of the things we talked about, we had a baseball game yesterday, or softball game get rescheduled to Friday, so that was moved off our schedule. We talked about it this morning as I ran into you, Mike, and we were like, lacrosse is happening because we know it's on the turf.
Yep, absolutely going to happen. Face-off. Bryce Crowell on the draw against Quinn Reardon.
By my count, he's still only lost, what, one?
One. Here's Kirk. Owen Kirk up to Fiegel. Fiegel to LeClaire. He got mugged on his way in. Ball got knocked out, and it is out the back. Quinn Reardon put a good hit on him.
Nice heads-up play by Durkee there for those maybe not most adept with lacrosse. He could have scooped the ground ball, but since it was a shot, he let it roll out of bounds because then he gets the restart as opposed to fighting for possession of that ground ball.
Behind the net, Fiegel over to Crowell. Over to Durkee. 16-3 Messalonskee. Fiegel. Out front. The shot score.
First of all, just look at this. What a catch by LeClaire on this. Watch this catch. He sets the screen. He's got to reach and paw that with one hand, then comes out. He avoids the check with that face dodge and buries it before Talbot even knew he had it.
I mean, the big man showed some great hands there, did he not?
Yes, he did.
That is really impressive. They are letting the clock run now, which is a good move.
And Fiegel now Fiegel steps 1 point closer to Durkee. He's got 7 points. Durkee's got 8.
Not bad. 17-3. Cooper LeClaire, the junior attackman. Cowett couldn't scoop it up. Loose it. Pops out of the pile. Goes back into the Messalonskee zone where Hodgkin had it.
I think we're getting the call there, offsides. Not push. I was going to say offsides because offense can't leave the box until there's a possession, but I think they set a push against Camden Hills.
Eagles set up shop. Down low to Durkee on the wing. Walter comes back. Fiegel with it. Out front he goes to Parent. Over to Brunel. One hopper to Durkee. Kind of a game of keep away here.
Starting attack still out there for Messo. I think, though, really just wanting to see the second midfield unit find their momentum. And obviously for the Messo offense, there's a nice check there by Camden Hills.
Yep. Terrific job there to knock that out by Marshall.
You know who your top two dogs are in Fiegel and Durkee? If you could find just someone consistently...
Reardon with a shot, and Hunter Halley in net makes the save, just like he's been playing there forever.
Got to respect the long stick. You get down that far, I'd take a shot too.
Shivari up to Walter. Fiegel out front. The shot score. Jack Kinney.
That is the 8th different goal. Excuse me. Double check my math. Yep, 8th different goal score. And that was Fiegel on the assist, you said?
I believe it was.
Give him a tie now. 8 points apiece for him and Durkee.
18-3. Tomorrow, baseball from Memorial Field in Skowhegan. Mount Blue and Skowhegan, two really good teams this year. Game time 4 o'clock. Audio and video live streamed at 1160, thescore.com. Messalonskee on the breakout shot and a save. Made there by the young goaltender Jacob Talbot. Camden Hills on the break. Owen Hodgkin taken away. Hodgkin lost it. Scooped up by Kirk. Kirk to the middle. One hopper scores.
He wanted that goal so bad. But as I was saying, with the face-offs too, and I think Brunel, because of his face-offs, quick and create those transition opportunities. I think that Messo just using you've got two great attackmen, just finding, I think, just a consistent option from the midfield as well to present that, even just the stand and shoot, but someone who could dodge would just make them unstoppable because you've already got the two levels, or that would create the two levels between the attack and midfield on offense.
Waiting for the face-off here. They pause for a second now. Ready to do it. Connor Wade on the draw here against River Pinkham. A scrap for it, and Pinkham comes away.
Good ground ball there. He's able to rake it to himself, and then he just gets low, boxes out.
And a timeout. 6:51 to go in the third quarter. It is Messalonskee 19, Camden Hills 3. You're watching and listening to live coverage of boys lacrosse on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
Nokian Tires, available at 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro. Your complete auto center. Mechanics you can trust. Nokian Tires to keep you safe on the road. Plus, 201 Tire Battery and Service is a state inspection station. They have batteries and accessories, including custom battery cables available. And of course, those great Nokian tires. 201 Tire Battery and Service, Route 201, Vassalboro.
For excavation in the greater Skowhegan-Waterville area, call PJ Diggs. Septic systems installed, new or replacement. New driveways, foundation holes, full house lots. If it's dirt, they do it all. Need gravel, sand, or crushed aggregate for your project? Call PJ Diggs. They have all the materials you need ready for delivery. Spring is here, and it's time to start digging into your project. For a free quote, call PJ Diggs 431-4299. The Excavation Pros. If it's dirt, they do it. Family and veteran-owned. PJ Diggs, 431-4299.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, and the now chilly Andy Capwell back here live at Veterans Field at Messalonskee High School in Oakland. It is 19-3, Messalonskee in the lead after a timeout. It's a Camden Hills ball here. And behind the net, Finley Fitch, who has been a major thorn in the side of Messalonskee here today. He is a really good offensive player. He's got some great moves.
Yeah, he makes me think of what's the phrase for those running backs? A June bug, right? Scat back, sort of. He just kind of jittery.
Water bug?
Water bug, that's what it is.
Shot. Look at Hunter Halley. Another save by Halley. In off the bench cold in the second half. And the hockey goalie, it's like he's playing on ice. Has made 2 saves on 2 shots.
What an advantage, too. Obviously, coming in with the experience of being a hockey goalie is going to, I think, give him such a huge learning curve.
Absolutely.
But obviously, what an advantage. Ooh.
That's tipped and stolen.
Great look there from Camden Hills. Just got to make the pass. But what an advantage, too. Obviously very comfortable with Hashi from what we've seen from him. He's played well today. Hasn't been challenged a ton. But to have someone like Halley to have that depth.
Yeah. Yeah, and get mentored by Hashi, and frankly, again, Halley comes into the situation with that hockey experience, and I do think it does make him a better player because of it. We have a stoppage here, as they are going to call Camden Hills for something, and the ball's going to go back to Messalonskee. 5:15 running clock.
Might have been offsides, maybe.
Yep, 19-3 Eagles. Messalonskee with the ball. In the middle to Hansen. Hansen's got a goal today.
What do you think's the worst pain, though? Hockey, you got a lot of pads, and it's a puck, and it's hard, and it's moving faster, I think, than high school level lacrosse. But goalies, you got the chest pad, some gloves, and a helmet, and that's about the extent of it.
I think you can feel more day-to-day pain as a lacrosse goalkeeper.
I would agree.
Rather than being a hockey goalkeeper. And I base that on observation only, because Lord knows I've never played hockey goalie, and I'm not going to start playing lacrosse goalie now. Uh-oh, here's a steal right down Broadway, and Cowett scores. There's goal number 20.
Just on the clear there, just telegraph that pass, and then Talbot just, what are you going to do?
Nothing. He was hung out to dry.
What are you going to do?
You try to guess where he's going to shoot the ball and put your stick there. That's about all you can do.
Yeah, he tried to come out to challenge it, but the problem is you just open yourself up, and again, a nice bounce shot there.
So it's 20-3. Everybody's going to play today.
JV game is scheduled after this as well.
And a lot of those JVs are playing in the varsity game. They're going to get plenty of playing time today.
Do they have that period restriction where a player can only play, what is it, like 6 periods or something like that?
There is?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
That's dumb, if there is. Fiegel, right up to LeClaire.
Oh.
LeClaire probably a little too
generous.
Yes, he should have been more selfish and scored. He was a little too unselfish. That's the word I was looking for.
I think he caught, by the being unselfish, he caught Stewart, I think, completely off guard. I think Stewart was in the right position. I think he just didn't think he was going to get it.
Fiegel behind the net. Walter's got a natural hat trick today. All right, Messalonskee working it around Stanhope, wearing number 37. Crowell with it now. Bryce at the point.
Durkee's not on the field, so I wondered.
Oh, turnaround shot. Boy, that was a blazer there by Ryan Parent. He missed. Yeah, Durkee's out.
I would imagine
you got LeClaire on one wing, and on the other side, it's one of the Landons, either White or Stewart, 28 and 29.
Pass back and forth as we tick under 2.5 here to go in the third. Fiegel commanding the offense. Then just to show you can go by his guy at any point. Missed the pass, though. That one's going to roll out of bounds. Turnover on Messo. And that, I think you're just seeing a little bit of the lack of chemistry there with, first a starting attackman with kind of your depth midfield there. I don't think the pass was expected.
I don't think so either. 2 minutes left to go here in the third, and there is a goal for Camden Hills I did not see. WL wasn't looking.
It was River Pinkham.
Okay.
River Pinkham scores. So he did a nice job. He got to the center there, was able to get his hands free and test a new goalie.
So Hallie gives one up. Time to yank him. It's 20-4.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. It was a good run, kid. Just may not be your sport.
The lights are on at Veterans Field. Might be the earliest they've ever turned them on at 10 minutes to 6. 20-4. Walter Fiegel behind the net. Fiegel spins. Passes out to LeClaire. LeClaire goes in, shoots. Kind of a feeble shot for him, went wide.
Yeah, he didn't get his. He needs to wait until he plants. He was still shifting his feet, so just couldn't get anything behind it because obviously all that torque comes from the hip motion.
1 minute left in the third. Fiegel back of the net to LeClaire. One hopper to Kroll. Brunel back to Bryce.
It's a nice shot fake, but if Brunel can make it from 30 yards out or 20 yards out, he doesn't need to go to college. He can go play in the majors.
Here's Fiegel. Messalonskee just fiddling and diddling, as Johnny Most would say back in the day. Here's Kroll with a drive, and he scores. They stop fiddling and diddling.
That was a great pass, and just that's textbook. As you see, play here on this last replay, is a pass, and just get your hands free, get lined up, and then just whistle that one right by the goalie's
ear. So that's what,
ear.
4 for Kroll now, I believe.
Also gives the point lead to Fiegel's got 9 now with 6 assists.
That'll run the clock out for the third quarter. 3 done here in Oakland. The score, Messalonskee 21, Camden Hills 4. You're watching and listening to live coverage of boys high school lacrosse on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
Looking to begin or further your career in manufacturing and don't know where to start? Mid-State Machine is in need of CNC machinists at our Winslow facility, where we manufacture components for some of the most exciting industries: aerospace, defense, power generation. I'm Jeremy Stanford, manufacturing manager, and I personally want to invite you to come learn about the great pay and benefits Mid-State Machine has to offer. To apply, visit midstateusa.com. That's midstateusa.com, an equal opportunity employer. Come grow with us.
Enjoy the warmth and style of a Regency gas stove or fireplace from Somerset Stone and Stove. We've got an amazing selection to choose from with one that will look great in your home. Get your Regency gas stove or fireplace installed at the lowest price. And don't forget, we also offer financing options on all our Regency stoves. Visit Somerset Stone and Stove, 1078 Kennedy Memorial Drive in Oakland. Online at somersetstoneandstove.com.
Mike Filan and A.J. Knight, along with our videographer, Andy Capwell, back here live at Veterans Field in Oakland. Messalonskee Eagles getting to work on their offense today, and they have lit the lamp 21 times. They lead it 21-4.
Yeah, and then they've done a nice job. You kind of have your star player stepping up, right? 4 different players have totaled 15 goals, but you have 10 different players that have scored, so a nice variety there. Your stars stepping up, everybody else kind of taking part in the action.
And what you're seeing here is a veteran team in Messalonskee just play like the veteran team that they are, and the team made up of a bunch of kids for the most part. I think I counted 9 freshmen on the Camden Hills roster, try to make up the fact that 75% of the goals they scored from last year graduated.
So much.
So a huge rebuild here for Harrison Rogers. And like I said, they're going to take their licks this year, and they're going to be better for it. That's for sure. This team is loaded down the stretch. There's a shot right off the goalpost there by Matt Fulling. Walked right in, hit the goalpost.
Best sound of your goalie, worst sound of your offense.
Durkee back in behind the net, shot out in front. A pass out in front is deflected wide off the stick of Landon Stewart. And Talbot couldn't pass it up, get it to his man Reardon. Durkee took it away. Running clock, 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Out front, Fulling with another shot. That one's blocked. He tries to snag that rebound, but Talbot able to get control of it and go hide behind the net.
Nice job by Talbot. He got a little help there as the Meso player that was Matt Fulling was a little bit slow, a little quicker, and I think he's got a goal. Talbot gave him a chance there, though, with the rebound.
Here's Fitch.
He's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Finley Fitch, good player. He's a sophomore. Plays older than that.
Yeah, next year when the rest of his team has some experience and you get a little bit of diversity, he's going to be just beast.
All right, give and go there, and Fitch couldn't get in front. He got marked off by Nick Dexter.
Now you see Meso, I think, sliding a lot quicker to him.
Shot, and he missed wide. Nick Dexter, the junior, defended very well there.
Yeah, Meso slid early as he tried to come up on the other side of the crease. And you can see one of the things that sets Fitch apart, too, is you see the difference in experienced players. The comfort level in both hands. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be comfortable with their main hand. He shot there with his left, didn't put it on cage, but even showing it just going to help him.
McManus lobs it back out front to Blake Christie, another one of those freshmen. Now McManus with it again. McManus makes a move. Can't split the double team. Whirls back up, throws it. It ends up with seeing eyes, ends up in the stick there down low of Gardner. Gardner behind the net to Fitch. Finley Fitch. Looking it over.
Setting him up.
Fitch trying to go here on Marquis. Fitch gets decked by Marquis and a flag thrown.
Yeah,
and Marquis says, I am innocent.
Marquis dropped this stick there afterwards. He literally picked Fitch off the ground.
Yeah, and they did slap hands after. That's after Marquis said he was innocent, like everybody in Shawshank.
I just watched that movie.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I love that movie.
I'm innocent. Didn't do it.
Lawyer got me.
Didn't do it. Is that your first time?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was going to say.
I love
I would have lost all hope for you if it was your first time watching Shawshank.
It's one of those movies that's sort of in my regular rotation. Like when I'm sitting around and I'm not sure what I want to do, and like sports isn't on, I'm like, let's watch Shawshank. I haven't seen it in a minute.
Here's a story for you. We're in a 21-4 game, and this is what you do in 21-4 games. My father, who passed away just a couple of years ago, this is a happy story, at 97. When he was 95 years old, My father, not a big movie watcher. I convinced him to watch The Shawshank Redemption with me, and we watched it as this shot goes wide. He couldn't believe how good it was afterwards. So I'm so glad now that when I watch Shawshank now, it means even more to me
100%.
because I got my father to finally watch this movie when he was 95, and he loved it.
So good.
It's such a great movie.
It did. That's what's so surprising. I think that's what hurt it. It did terrible in the box
Oh, I
office.
know. I remember when it came out. I was intrigued by it because Stephen King wrote it.
Right.
But I did not go see it at the movies when it came out.
That's a great cast,
yeah,
too.
Are you kidding? It's incredible. But yeah, so anyway, back to live action here. There's a great shot that's wide by Emmett Marshall.
Nice job there on the check by Colby. How do you say this? Shivari. Excuse me. On that, because he's able to close out cleanly on the check, and that doesn't let the follow through. So that's why the shot goes wide. Nice job there. Clean hit.
Gardner. You can see Harrison Rogers over there on the sidelines, coaching. He's got a bunch of kids, some of whom I think are learning the game on the fly here, and it's going to pay off down the line. Last year, this team lost to the eventual state champs Brunswick in the tournament. 6:50 left. They lay it off to Hunter Halley, and then Halley laid it back off to Dexter. Nice clearing pass. They get it ahead to Durkee. Durkee back to the long stick of Landon White.
Oof.
There's a blast, and he scores.
There's just that one. You got it. That's one of the areas where Talbot, I think, shows his inexperience because that shot doesn't change levels. There's not really a lot of traffic in front of him, but he's a true freshman. He just can't catch up to that level of speed because midfielders, I think, at this level, you'd be lucky, I think, to maybe get into the 60s and 70s with their shot. Some of them may flirt with a little bit more. Those long sticks, you get that crank going because you get all that extra torque. That thing is whistling.
Yep. Goal number 22, 22-4.
And that is the second long pole goal of the day for Meso as well. And that is their 11th goal scorer. Not a bad ratio. 22 goals, 11 different people
and
have
they've scored
for.
every goal here in the second half. Do I have that right? No, Pinkham had a goal.
Pinkham had one.
Yep, my bad. Pinkham scored.
Camden Hills fools the Meso defense by running the wrong direction for a short period. Totally tricked them.
Yeah. Sometimes you just go the wrong way. And we've got a timeout on the field. 5:19 to go in this one. No mystery here. The score, Messalonskee 22, Camden Hills 4. This is Boys High School Lacrosse on the score.
Do you have itchy, irritated, or burning eyes? You may be experiencing dry eye syndrome. Contact Kennebec Eye Care and let them help find a solution to the problem. When we concentrate on activities like reading, driving, and computers, we blink less, which reduces the amount of tears on the surface of the eye. An exam with Kennebec Eye Care will identify what's causing the issue and how to best treat it. Schedule an appointment today by calling 872-2797. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists, 216 Main Street in Waterville, and online at kennebeceyecare.com.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
This is The Score, Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, Skowhegan, Waterville, Augusta, the place for local sports. Mike Violet, AJ Knight back here at Veterans Field at Messalonskee High School in Oakland. 5:19 left in this one. Messalonskee cruising, leading 22-4. Tomorrow, baseball. Two of the best in the KVAC, the Battle of Route 2, Mount Blue at Skowhegan. Game time, 4 o'clock, audio and video from Memorial Field in Skowhegan on 1160thescore.com.
And this one, I think you're seeing, we talked about that, right? We've been here once before for a Meso boys lacrosse game.
Whoops, out of the stick there of Marshall, ready to tee it up, and there was no ball to tee up. He gets it back, though. Marshall. And Fitch trade places. Fitch with the ball now. Fitch goes in front, shoots, and a goal.
No, it didn't
go in. It hit the side.
I was going to...
Definitely faked me out. I bought it.
The celebration is what confused me. Waiting, I was like, did he get it? But a nice job there. It's a nice take as he gets more experience. Those are going to go from
Hansen all the way, and he hit the crossbar. Tyler Hansen from midfield hit the crossbar. Finish that thought you were rambling on there.
Oh, we've been here once before, and we talked about the coach has high expectations and made no questions about the expectations for this team, and you're seeing that team today. Yeah, we talked about Tom Sheridan last time in that Mount Blue game. Here's a pickoff by Messo. That, it's deep in the playoffs or a state title, or it's a disappointing year. Trip up there and a flag thrown as going rear end over tea kettle there was Owen Kirk. And in lacrosse, much like hockey, it goes until the opposing team gets a touch or you get a stoppage.
Okay, so Messo keeps the play going. Down to 3.5 to go. Shot is a save made by Talbot, and now we'll get the penalty.
Nice pickup by Talbot. He struggled, I think, tracking those. That one, he was able to get that one, though, again, to build his confidence.
So clock stops, 3:15 left in the fourth period. Penalty on the board on Fitch. A 1-minute call for a trip. And Messalonskee with a man advantage.
And a good opportunity, man up. Camden Hills played pretty clean. That one goes through the hole in the stick.
Yep, went right through the stick there of Ryan Parent.
I think I'm going to guess that was the top man up unit. I was going to say it was a good opportunity to work on it because they haven't had a chance, unfortunately, on forced error.
22-4.
And just a mistake there at Camden Hills. The defender just kind of steps out on his own.
LeClaire. Now they work it back out front to Durkee. 2.5 minutes left. Will. Over to Kroll. Kroll to LeClaire. Cutter, missed. Shot got blocked in front.
That's a great look.
Stolen by Kroll. Bryce, low pass. LeClaire couldn't snag that. And the ball will go to Camden Hills.
I tell you what, this Messo offense is so good, and I don't want to hamper on one player. LeClaire has been a little bit hot and cold. And there's a tough pass. It's only wrong coming off that cut. He's got to go down and track that. We saw him make a nice one-headed catch, but as he gets a little bit more comfortable to stick as the season starts on, they've got 3 dynamic attackmen.
Yeah, and his size is a real X factor up front. You've got Fiegel, and everything that he brings is that, water bug.
Yeah.
And then you've got LeClaire just, playing middle linebacker, clearing everybody out of there. And when he gets the ball, it's darn hard as Camden Hills with the play in front. It's darn hard to push him away.
That was a great pass from Fitch to Chester. Yeah, you've got they talk about the diversified skill set. Not to take anything away from Fiegel or Durkee, that they can't.
Fitch with a great move again, and it's denied.
They stepped on the crease. But I think Fiegel and Durkee could both run what they call the X attack position, that feeder, the one that's able to stand behind the cage. Durkee seems really comfortable there, but of course he scored 5 today, so he can attack. Right. But Fiegel's that dodger, makes those two so effective. And then, as you said, with LeClaire and his size, you can play that crease position for the attackman, where he can just kind of box up there, come off cuts, create space using screens or just being able to box out defenders. You get a nice blend of attackmen.
Final 45 seconds here.
Get a Ward against Camden Hills, playing with that offhand.
30 seconds left, up to Kroll. To Durkee. He can score if he wants to. He decided not to, and the loose ball picked up by Talbot.
I think Stewart didn't catch that cleanly. I think he almost batted that in, but it hit the pipe.
All right, up front to McManus. To Fitch, lost it. And Messo away with it. Up to Brunel. And that is going to be it. So the Messalonskee Eagles with a dominant victory here today, as they have absolutely no problem with this very, very young Camden Hills team. Led 16-3 at halftime, put it in cruise control in the second half, and win it. Final score in this one, Messalonskee 22, Camden Hills 4. The post-game show and our score player of the game coming up after this. This is Boys High School Lacrosse on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Mike Violet, AJ Knight, back here post-game at Veterans Field, Messalonskee High School in Oakland. Eagles with an easy win here today. They win by a final score of 22-4. They led 16-3 at halftime. They scored 40 seconds in, 56 seconds in, 2:04 in, 2:34 in, led 4-0 before you really had a chance to get settled in. They ran that lead up to 8-1, then 12-2 at the end of one. It was 16-3 at halftime, and in the second half pretty much put it in cruise control. Huge games for Bryce Crowell, Will Durkee, and Walter Fiegel. I don't have enough fingers to count the goals and assists that they scored in this game.
I got you. So Fiegel ended up with the point lead. He had 3 goals, 6 assists, so he finished with 9 total points. Durkee behind him had 5 goals, 3 assists for 8. And then the other two you mentioned, LeClaire finished 3 goals, 1 assist for 4, and then Kroll finished 4 goals, 2 assists, and of course dominated at faceoff, so he had 6 points. And then you had Brunel ended up with 3, and then you had a bunch of other smatterings of 1.
So how about we make the trio our score players of the game, Walter Fiegel, Will Durkee, and Bryce Crowell, all 3 of them.
It's hard to argue that. I mean, you have those two dynamics. Those were who I was referencing in pregame, right? You have 2 40-plus goal scorers returning, and then you have a face-off man who can get it and bring it to them again and again and again.
It's a good thing that you're not in the mood for an argument, because neither am I. So let's just leave it right there. All right, very quickly, tomorrow on opening drive, NFL Draft Preview Defense with Coach B.L. Lippert of the Coney Rams at 7:35, 8:35, Dave Peck, the main sportscaster of the year, as always. And baseball tomorrow afternoon on The Score. Skowhegan hosts Mount Blue, 4 o'clock, audio and video streaming coverage at 1160thescore.com. So for Andy Capwell with the short pants, and for AJ Knight, I'm Mike Violet saying so long from Veterans Field in Oakland. Final score in this one, Messalonskee Eagles 22 and the Camden Hills Windjammers 4.
This presentation of local high school sports on the place for local sports, The Score, was brought to you by Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, Hammond Lumber Company with 22 locations in Maine and New Hampshire, Kennebec Eye Care, Mid-State Machine, Whittemore & Sons, Somerset Stone and Stove, 201 Tire Battery and Service, and by PJ Diggs. For the best in local sports, keep it right here on 1160 WSKW, The Score, the place for local sports.